Welcome to the Yankee and the Brit. I'm Jay. Today we're Britless, but I wanted to come at you MMA fans with something I really wanted to talk to you about. And it's about the casual MMA fan. But first, cue the intro. Alright guys, I wanted to talk to you today about the casual MMA fan. And I see this a lot on Facebook, and I've heard it for some years now, but I see it more and more. Now, every time I'm on one of these MMA sites on Facebook or wherever, and somebody says something that somebody else doesn't agree with, now I see this term like, oh, you're a fucking casual, or we use the term casual as it's a negative thing. And I just want to, first of all, I don't understand this whole, how somebody being a casual fan of something is a negative. Me as a hardcore MMA fan, I'm just excited that other people are starting to be excited for the sport that I love, and that more and more people are finding out about this sport. And I love the idea of the casual fan, because let's really break this down and think about it. Now, the casual fan doesn't get into the sport like some of us may. They probably only watch the big UFCs, maybe Bellator, and a lot of us will watch smaller promotions like one. I'm really starting to get into these other promotions in the UK. I really like Street Beefs and all these other smaller promotions. But just because somebody doesn't follow MMA like that doesn't mean that they're not important to the sport. And let me explain. So the MMA will have a card, and let's say Conor McGregor's on it, or Khabib, DC, John Jones, these guys who move the fucking needle. And Conor goes out there and sells 2 million pay-per-views and makes all this money because tons of casual fans came and bought this pay-per-view. Well, that's fucking awesome, because it gives Dana White and the UFC the money to put on all these other cards, when a lot of times that some of those fights on there are more for us than the casual fan. Like, go back to Usman Burns. Most casual fans had no idea who Burns was, and a lot of them didn't follow Usman because for some reason he got this label of being a boring fighter or whatever. I think Carl Usman is one of the greatest fighters in the UFC history. This dude is a fucking beast. I think it's a 16 fight win streak, whatever. But these guys don't move the needle. But if it wasn't for Conor McGregor, if it wasn't for Daniel Cormier, if it wasn't for Amanda Nunes, if it wasn't for John Jones at moving the needle for these casual fans to come in and buy these in huge numbers, the UFC does not have the money to pay these fighters, to put on all the other fights, to do the Contender Series, the Ultimate Fighter. Now, granted, the Ultimate Fighter was a big way to try to draw in the casual fans, and it worked at first. But a lot of those casual fans from the first Ultimate Fighter with Stephan Bonnar and Forrest Griffin and all of those guys, they turned into hardcore fans. So the point is the casual fan is what keeps the sport going for the rest of us. And a lot of those casual fans do become hardcore fans. But I never understood why it was such a negative in the MMA community that somebody was just a casual fan of the sport. And I do understand when it comes to MMA, it's a little different. Like with the NFL, most NFL fans watch NBA, maybe NHL, baseball, UFC, different things. A lot of UFC fans only watch combat sports, and I get it. But the fact is that combat sports in a whole is kind of a smaller sport. It's smaller than the NFL or the NBA. Basketball and football are way larger worldwide money-wise. Granted, MMA is in every country in the world, and I get the NFL isn't. But when it comes to generating money, these other sports generate billions and billions of dollars more than the UFC or like Bellator, one championship, who even make less money. So if it was not for these casual fans coming in and spending their money on these big needle-moving fights, like we said, Conor McGregor, John Jones, we, the hardcore fan, don't get the fights we want. So I'm just reaching out to you MMA people and letting the hardcore fans know, man, take it easy on the casual fan. Without the casual fan, we're not set up to get everything that we enjoy out of MMA. And personally, if you're like me, there could be fights every weekend and I'm good with it, because I said it on the interview with Shinigami. I will watch two guys fight in aisle 7 of a fucking grocery store. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you haven't seen it, go to Yankee and the Brit. Check out our interview with Street Beefs West Coast heavyweight champion Shinigami. And coming up next week, his opponent for the rematch, East Coast heavyweight champ of Street Beefs, Big Smile. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're following us on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. If you're watching on Facebook, please like, follow, and share. And you can check us out on Twitter. We're on Spotify, Google, Apple, all of your podcasting platforms. Yankee and the Brit, check us out. All right, thanks, guys. Next time, we'll be back with the Brit. One world, one love. Deuces.